Yeah, and that's what content marketing will do for your business. Like, it's a exponential growth in terms of you get more followers, more people see your content, more people get on your email list, all that stuff. So eventually people will start contacting you, like in a big way.
Big question we're always trying to answer though, but what's my return on my investment here, guys? You know, and you're going, oh Jesus, you know, and you guys ask me, you know, can you measure the return on all these videos and podcasts and all the expense that you're paying for, you know, having you guys in the room?
But I mean, in my opinion, that's an easy fix to that. It's just because when you're working B2B like we are, and the new clients you get, like the figures in revenue are huge. Yeah. Like it might be, let's say, 10 million. Yeah. Then you just go back and see what
Danish krona or euro?
Just Danish krona.
Danish krona. Yeah. Let's go here.
Yeah, and then you go back and see how much have I used on content marketing, for instance. Yeah. And then if it's a big plus, then keep doing it, and then eventually it will just get bigger.
But it's a long game. That's the thing about it. See, it's a long game. So if you're looking and thinking about getting into it, and you want to go, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a hard 3 months, and then, you know, if I don't see a return on after 3 months, then we're out. And then going, well, you need to be giving yourself 10 years. You know, it's not 3 months. You know,
no, it's an ongoing process. But I always challenge people by saying, who would you rather buy from? Mm-hmm. The guy you or when you trust, you feel like you know, and you can really you like this person, or would you rather buy from the person you don't know?
From a robot, I guess. Yeah, you're buying from
someone who just called you to get a meeting.
Yeah. But so really, content marketing, it's hard to measure, but it's a long. But suddenly, when you get that call, and you're like, where the hell did that call come from? Yeah. Was that just a huge future client contacting us? Yeah. You know your branding is working. Yeah.
You mentioned a good example, actually, because you told me that someone reached out to you.
I was lying. I was just trying to make you feel good.
But it was something about some data center projects. Yeah. Some global data center projects.
Yeah.
And it was a guy who reached out to you. Yeah. And another guy had reached out to him. Yeah. Just to ask him, do you know anyone who works in a specific way about cost managing, whatever. Yeah. And then the guy was like, I've seen Ross's Cosmos' videos. Yeah. But he didn't know you. No, he didn't know. And he just reached out to you. Yeah. So that's like people watching your content, getting to know you, will become your ambassadors in a way.
We've had it a few times around sustainability and carbon, and that the conversations we're having on the podcast with the likes of Art. One of the reasons we started Cosmos was because of this. Yeah. I was speaking to newspapers and I was told you can't do that. And I went, why not? You cannot speak about the project in that way. I said, but the project's going to shit. Why can't we speak about it? Because the impact that's going to have on... And so suddenly from the top down we're saying, you can't do this. Control the narrative. I mean, excuse my language, but fuck that. I'm out. I want to be able to speak openly about this, because otherwise we're never going to be able to change the industry. The industry will just continue in this vacuum of fakeness, if you like, you know. It allows people to get to know you a little better before you enter the room. And sometimes actually they can see from the content that you're creating that actually you can solve their problem because you're the only person speaking about the challenge. Yeah. Which is why that case study aspect and talking about the problems and the solutions you put in place to try and solve the problems is key to link selling later and finding new clients. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying companies shouldn't do outreach, but if you want future clients to just reach out to you directly, branding and content marketing is the way to go.
Yeah, and so as we talked about the big corporates earlier, like they have big brands, people will automatically think of them because they know them. Traditionally and historically, they know them because the big corporates are usually in the newspaper, in the media, even for bad or for good, they're there and people can relate to them. So you can ask anybody on the street, you know, who's the biggest main contractor in Denmark? And someone that is unrelated to construction will probably pick someone in the top 3 or 5. Who are the biggest architecture firm in the country? Again, someone that's not related to construction will probably pick someone in the top 5 because of their brand reach and how large they are. The SMEs have a different challenge, and this is why I think that the content marketing is super keen for them.
Yeah, because I would also argue that if you have a feeling that you know someone a bit personal and what they stand for, and it might be a smaller company, you would probably maybe just like ask them questions. What do you think about this? We have this challenge, like, because you seem to be a person that wants to share anyway. So maybe we can start.
I'm sure we talk about it the whole time on LinkedIn and podcasts and even on conferences and presentations. Going, if you're having a challenge, write to me. Just write to me. If I can answer you, I will absolutely do my best. If I can't, I'll put you onto someone that could possibly answer your question.
And that is why the content marketing strategy is a long-term thing, because what you want to do is you want to spread your message on what you do in a receiver-orientated way. But the key thing is that it's a waiting game. You want people to know who you are, and then eventually when they got, let's say, a construction project 2 or 3 years down the road, they would be like, I gotta call these guys because I've been seeing the videos or the podcast for the last 3 years. And then that's why it's exponential growth that you'll see.